All right, so hey man, welcome. Thanks for showing up. I'm hoping to bring like a lot of value to this. I really want you guys to get a good grasp on how to stop competing on lowest price and get a flood of new customers on Autopilot. And there's a process for this. And the thing that we all struggle with in the service business is we're all fighting for the same customers. Essentially, we're all targeting the same people. And when it comes down to it, if you're not in a position of authority, what happens is you end up just competing on lowest price. And so we're going to talk about how to avoid that. So the big problem, obviously, is like I said, everyone's competing for the same customers, and that usually evolves around price structure, and or more accurate, competing on lowest price, right? And the problem with that, of course, is that there can only be one lowest price company, and it's like you waste a lot of time and effort doing bids, quotes, returning phone calls, only to lose the job to a lower price company. Man, that's super frustrating. I get it. Been there, and so it's literally a race to the bottom because you need super high volume to make a go of it, right? And that's what we're going to teach you. Is I'm going to teach you how to avoid having to spin your wheels and do the high volume stuff and start selling for even just a fraction more, and you make it such a big difference in your overall year for you. So here's the thing: so if you're trying to convince the prospect why you charge more after you've told them the price, you're going to lose that business more times than you win. And the fact is, most small business marketing stinks. It's true, and it's brutal to say that, but it's very true, and it's because we don't know what we don't know. And most businesses copy what other businesses are doing because they think, well, heck, that must be working. I see they have a full page ad in such and such magazine, or they're doing door flyers. So it must work, right? But they really don't know for sure. And the fact is, the people who are doing that probably don't know. They're just throwing stuff out there, throwing stuff to the wall and see if it'll stick. And you spend a lot of money. I mean, large sums of money is wasted on ineffective marketing every year because of these strategies. And I was guilty of that too. So the other thing is the problem with this kind of not having offers and not having, just competing on lowest price, you don't get a constant flow of new sales. Sometimes you're busy, sometimes you're waiting for the phone to ring, right? It's kind of cyclical. And you probably tried all kinds of marketing strategies. Some of it's worked, maybe some of it hasn't. Direct mail. Typically, you can see a good return. It's not dead. Direct mail actually works, but it's got to be done a certain way. You want to present the direct mail to an offer, okay, that gets a response. We're going to talk about what that is. It's called direct response marketing. And this is something I learned after having gone through some business. I'll talk about in just a second about my business that it had struggled. And once I learned direct response marketing, it changes everything, literally. Your Facebook posts, Google ads, you probably tried those and you think, okay, are they working or not? Maybe they're getting a little bit of return, but there's a way to do this where you actually get a lot better return on your investment. And again, if you keep doing what you've always done, you just get more of what you've always gotten. And there's no better way to say it than that. And you got to look where you want to be in a year from now, 6 months from now. And if we keep doing the same things we've been doing, we're going to be right where we were. So I'm hoping that this training will enlighten you a little bit, give you some ideas, and you can start working with start creating offers for your business to actually put you and give you an edge. So this is what we're going to cover. We're going to cover how to position your business as the go-to company. We're going to talk about direct response marketing and how to use it. We're going to talk about how to use education-based marketing. And this is the one thing you're going to that will position you as the expert. All right. How to use low risk offers, how to use what I call a tower offer. And then we're going to have a little Q&A at the end. You can ask me anything. We'll talk about some ideas you may have. And then I'm going to present, of course, an irresistible offer to you so that you can see how that works. Let me just see if there's anyone waiting to get in. Real quick, guys. All right. Looks like it's all of us. All right, so who am I? So you're probably wondering, okay, who is this guy? Why should I listen to him? Yeah, it's just me. That's me actually in the cockpit of a Boeing 777. I have multiple roles, man. I actually fly airplanes for FedEx and travel around the world. It gives me tons of free time to do stuff like this that I love because my true passion is entrepreneurship. And I have invested. I've been in many businesses. In fact, before I got into aviation, I was a contractor. I grew up in a concrete business. All families, all contractors. My dad was a builder. and my family owned 5 ready mix plants. And I knew concrete. I know concrete like nobody. I mean, I really know concrete. And I know the industry, but I was putting myself through college doing construction. And this is back before, Google even existed. So it was like you're doing newspaper ads, but I had no idea about offers at this time. You just sell your services by a bid or by the hour, there's just a better way to do it, And so then I started an aviation business, and I bought an airplane. And I mean, these things aren't cheap, I'll tell you. All right. But I had this cutting edge program. So I put on 5 video cameras. I was recording this stuff, and it was all geared specifically to teach pilots how to be safer, because in 1947, they stopped requiring safety training for pilots. And when I was working on my graduate degree, I knew that, hey, there's a big gap here. So I said, I can help solve this problem for people. And it was like, before GoPros existed, okay? And I put these things on. There were actually little lipstick security cameras I had mounted on the airplane. And went through this lengthy process with the FAA to get it all certified, and then built a really crappy website. I mean, I just had no idea how to market. So I had this really super cutting edge program, but then how do you reach people? Because here I am in a service business with, in a hangar that no one can find, just like we have now. We have these businesses, you're trying to reach people, but they don't know who you are. They don't know how to find you. So, when you build a website and it's designed poorly and doesn't have the right messaging, that's the thing we're going to talk about in here, the right messaging, because it has to match who you're targeting. And I basically was throwing stuff against the wall, trying to get everything to stick. Eventually I learned to start selling offers, and I got this thing to start rolling pretty good. But then 2008 happened. And because I didn't invest in SEO and getting my business ranked at the top of Google, it was pretty much game over. And I sold the airplane and folded things. And then that started my journey into marketing, where I really said, I need to figure this out. So I've since invested, over $40,000 in marketing. In fact, I just recently spent $10,000 to learn one strategy on social media that I'm actually going to be sharing some of this stuff with you. So, all right, so let's talk about it. That's me. I hope I didn't bore you there, but all right, what is direct response marketing? Okay, this is the process of creating an irresistible offer. You've probably seen these before. I'm going to give you some examples of this. I'm going to show you how you can apply this to your business. All right. By the way, if you guys, if you want to, if you have a question, just throw something in the chat, and I'll try to see if I can get the thing to come up here. And then I can answer questions that way. But at the end, like I said, do Q&A. So I'd like to know kind of what business you guys are in, because I've invited people who are in the carpet cleaning business, people in landscaping, concrete. There's basically any home service business, because this strategy applies very perfectly to any of those industries. So, so what is direct response marketing? It's the process of creating an irresistible offer, right? Putting that offer in front of the right prospects, and then asking for a call to action, which is buy now, sign up, call now, download something, do something, right? That's what you want to do. You want to put an offer out there and get them to take action. That's direct response marketing. And hardly any service businesses really use this. The ones who do end up scaling and franchising and making humongous amounts of money. All right, so that's how that's done. So most small business marketing, like I said, it stinks. What you typically don't see is offers, right? So instead you see things like, hey, look at me, I'm really good at XYZ. I'm good at, pouring concrete. Okay. Or I've been in business 15 years. And you see this all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I did the same thing too. And 15 years, there's a lot to be said about experience, but that's not what people care about. They truly don't care about that. We're going to talk about messaging, or we care a lot. I hope so. Or my favorite is we're the best. Of course, it's always self-proclaimed. Now, if you had 1,000 reviews, it shows you, hey, you're the highest reviewed company in your area. Boom, that's golden. Use that. But if you're not, don't. So it might sound harsh, but like I said, prospects don't care. The people who are coming to buy from you don't care about those things. They only care about really one thing, their problems and desires. They're there to solve a problem. Okay. And what is their problem? So when you can deliver on that problem, and then we're talking about moving the free line. Okay. You're going to invite them in, you're going to create offers. They say, yeah, that's pretty darn good. And you've actually, because when you get the messaging right, they're going to say, man, they understand me. People don't buy from you because they understand you. They're going to buy from you because they feel understood. There's a significant difference there. Do you notice the difference? So that's getting the messaging right. So now you're thinking, hey, crap, I do this. Don't worry. I'm going to show you how to fix this. And when you're done, you're going to walk away from this training with a much better idea on how to stop competing on price and fighting for the scraps. Okay, so how you make more money? There's basically three ways. There's only three. You could break it down into four. You could say four, but I call it three ways to make more money. All right. Number one is to get more clients. That's what we're all trying to do. We all want more clients. Of course we do. And the best way to do that was SEO. When someone searches for a home service business, they're not searching Facebook. They're going to Google. So if you rank at the top, it's golden. All right. So that's the goal. You want to get there. You could use ads and of course referrals. I mean, there's nothing better than a referral. It's flat out is one of the single best forms of marketing. So just delivering 5-star service, right? But you're trying to grow your business. Those are the three ways to get more clients. The other option is to increase your unit of sale. In other words, there's two ways to do this. Number one, eliminate the costs. That's through systems and processes, not hiring too many people, figuring out ways to save money, right? Batching services in one neighborhood one day and a different neighborhood the next. If you're running around with your spinning your wheels, you're not doing that, you're wasting money. So that's one way. And then the other is to sell your products and services for more money. And that's what we're going to talk about in this training. You're going to use education, we're going to use offers, and you're going to use positioning. And when you put those things together, it's awesome. Okay. And then of course, the last way to make more money is, and this is the one everyone misses the mark on, is to sell more often to the same clients. This is literally the gold mine of recurring revenue. You can use follow-up to this. And the cool thing about you creating offers, if it's done right, you can automatically implement the follow-up process. So, all right. So use offers to sell for more money. What is an irresistible offer? It's an offer so good. Okay, some people call it the Godfather offer, but it's so good, it moves the prospect to take action, or the next 30 days, if you're in the service business, take action today or in the next 30 days. My typing was a little off there. And this could also, this could be a call to action. Basically, it's a call, you buy now, sign up, get your free guide, download something, right? You want to get them to do something, schedule a consultation. So that's an irresistible offer. And we're going to show you how to put this in place. So this right here is the levels of buyer readiness. And this has been documented in many different books. All right, so 3% of prospects are only ready to buy today, or call it next 30 days. 12% in 90 days, and then 35% in 18 months. Look at that, 18 months, 35%. That's a huge miss if we're not trying to capitalize on that. And then 50% are just flat out just never going to buy. They're never going to call you again, and that's okay. That's just a statistic you have to be okay with. People are just going to just leave and never see you again. So what about the other 50%? You got to find a way to move them into your camp, right? So creating the offer. When you go to create an offer, and say what I'm basically saying is here: stop selling services. Stop selling your services by the hour if you're doing that, or stop selling it just by, hey, this is a regular service. Like, I'll come in and clean your carpet for this price. We're going to start putting together offers and packages. And I'm going to show you how you can use this. Right? That's what I call a tower offer. So the very first thing, though, for this to work, is you have to get clarity. And this is basically learning who you're targeting to. It can't be for everybody because the messaging won't work. All right. Use education-based marketing. We're going to talk about how to use a low-risk irresistible offer to get people to try you out, and how to use a tower offer, and then how to put your offers on your website and landing page. So clarity. This is the very first, most fundamental part of this, and for it to work, you have to get this right. All right. It's like right now I'm talking to home service providers. You guys, what you do, I can relate to because I was in that category and I still provide services. So we have the same language. I could target anybody. I could target doctors. I could target dentists, orthodontists, gym owners, anything, right? But my niche and what I help people with is the home service business, because I just understand that market so well. So so if I threw it out there to everybody, the message gets lost now because people don't identify with that. So this is how you need to think. You need to think, okay, stop marketing to everyone. What we always try to do is cast the big net and get as much business as we can. That's the wrong approach, especially when you're creating offers. Okay, your website, your SEO will do that for you. When you get ranked on Google, let your website be your one page that everyone can learn everything about you. Then you have your low entry offer. I'll talk about that to get them into your camp. All right. But when you're marketing, when you're targeting, you want to target a very specific person. Basically, you're going to create an avatar, someone who your best buyers, because I've heard of Pareto's principle, 80-20 rule. Okay, 20% of your prospects are going to create 80% of your profit. And that's pretty much true across every kind of category. And we're going to figure out who that 20% is, and then you're going to market to them, because that's who you want. You want the people who buy most frequently from you, and the people who spend the most. You want those ones to be the ones that that you want to target more. So get very specific about who you want to serve, learn where they live, okay, and where they hang out online. You can use invoicing for this, and then find out where they hang out online, and then learn what drives them and what keeps them up at night. What are their biggest struggles? Okay, say, what's their desire? What do they really want? Okay, people don't do what they need to do. They don't. They do what they want to do. Think about it. How many people need to eat healthier and exercise, but they're doing something else, right? So you can do what they want to do. So you have to get that language right. And once you learn who your ideal client is, you can start creating an offer for them. So we figure out who that is, and then you start creating your offer based on who you want to target. Is it a professional who's a busy professional? Is it a stay-at-home mom? See, there's a difference in language. Once you figure out who it is you're actually targeting, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's who's buying, because you want them to identify with you, right? You want to get your message right so they feel understood. So here's some resources for you guys. All right, you can. By the way, this is all being recorded in the Facebook group, so you can go back and review this later if you want. But resources are reddit.com. This is an awesome place to go in and look at the forums and see what people are saying. You're going to learn a lot about the language that they use, because figuring out the language they use the same terms. If I'm targeting pilots, I know what I can talk. I can talk, aviation talk and shop talk with them, and they get it. Anyone else is over their head, but the pilots get it. So you see, you're going to basically target people, use their language. All right. Google Forums is a great one. Obviously, Facebook groups, it's a huge thing. Just jump in Facebook groups and just seeing what people are saying, what they're really trying to figure out. And then, of course, Google search results. When you type something in a search result, you'll see things that pop up at the bottom. Let me see if I can just jump on. Let me check this out real quick. I'm going to open up a new tab here. All right, and we'll just type in like, okay, how to get stains out of carpet. All right. So an article comes up right away, and they're talking about vinegar and blah blah blah. Man, okay. I guess you could do that, but I'd rather hire a pro to come in and do this, right? Wouldn't you? So if you look down at the bottom, you're going to see some of the stuff people search for, and use this in your SEO. This is the kind of thing when we start writing blogs, we target, we use these kind of stains, because this is the stuff that's getting the most hits. But you can see what they're searching for. So you can start putting in there, like, your marketing, hey, does vinegar work? Does this and that work? As soon as you get because this is what they're thinking, and then you can have education-based marketing around that piece of information. All right, so this is an important part right here. This is the last part of clarity before we move on, but I want to talk about this. This is the main thing. So there's basically 5 levels of buyer awareness. All right. And when you have someone who's completely unaware, they say they've got their opinions, their beliefs and ideas, but they really know nothing else. So imagine you are a landscaper and you have, imagine they have a tree next to their house. Do they know they have a problem with that? Probably not. They don't know that maybe that tree root is going to be crushing into their foundation and causing water damage. Going to cost $50,000 to $100,000 to fix. So if you're a landscaper or a tree mover, what you're going to do is you have to think about who they are. Your messaging changes depending on where they're at in the buyer awareness. If they're most aware, they know your product already is going to solve their problem. Now they just want to know what the deal is. What's it going to cost me, right? If they're so once you educate them, then okay, now they're problem aware. Now they know they've got the problem, but they're not sure how to solve it. Well, you're the solution, right? So now you let them know that you're the solution, and then you have this incredible offer that takes care of it for them. But they want to know how it's going to be delivered. So then you show them the delivery process and what that is. So all the messaging, it just depends on where they're at in the stage. If they know that they have a problem, or if they know that there's a solution, but they're not sure if you're the right solution, the messaging changes slightly depending on how that works. All right, education-based marketing. This is like the golden thing for service businesses, and almost nobody uses it, which is a shock. But really, it's not, because we just don't know. We don't know. I use this now, and it's super powerful, and we could all be using it. So basically, you're going to educate your prospects. You're going to use education-based marketing because it builds authority. It sets you as the go-to. It makes you look like you just know everything, right? And you do. You're experts in what you do. You're experts in your field, but people don't know that unless you tell them. So the companies with the most authority can command the higher prices. All right, and when people learn not to do what they're doing, but why you do it is powerful. So be sure to point out in the basically the cheats and shortcuts others take that you don't. And I'll talk about how to use this, what I mean by that in just a second. So for example, let's talk about carpeting. Let's say, here's an example of a headline. I would have like a landing page. It'd be like, how to have your carpet cleaned properly at the best possible price. Okay. Now the keyword, I didn't say cheapest, and the keyword is properly, because yeah, you could hire some other guy for, whatever he charges, 25 or 30 bucks an hour. It's dirt cheap to get your carpets cleaned, but is it done properly? And so properly is the word. So to have it done properly, you got to have it, you can get a good price, but it's going to be, you could be 10% higher, 25% higher once you educate people. So then you go on to educate your prospects of your system and what you do that sets you apart from the competition, right? You're going to talk about what to ask a carpet cleaner before hiring them, before you invite them into the house. Maybe you talk about the shortcuts and ripoffs that the other carpet cleaners are doing that you don't do. You don't have to name names. You just got to tell them these are the things that people do. And then once they realize that, and then you can also start talking about, hey, what's lurking in the carpet below you? Do you realize what's down there? Because people, like I said, that's that whole buyer awareness thing. Like they didn't realize that there's all this stuff living down there. Like, oh, I need to get that out. So depending on who you're targeting, whether you're targeting someone who wants a clean home and who cares about disease, or someone who cares just about appearance, because they don't want their friends to be like, oh, you got a stain on your carpet, man. That's kind of embarrassing, right? Here's another example. Okay, how to have your concrete poured properly at the best possible price. And this is something I'm an expert in, and I can tell you right now. I'm gonna give you a walk through this example how I would do this. So again, I could use the same headline: how to have your concrete poured properly at the best possible price. And this headline has been tested and it works. So hey guys, feel free to use this, all right, in your own stuff. So I would make a quick video, and I would create a white paper that someone could download and educate them on how to do this. Like, oh, I want this information, because if someone's searching, for example, on how to have their carpets cleaned, or they want their concrete done, and they see an information, a video or a download that goes, hey, this is how to do it properly, and I get ripped off. Okay, because people are ripping you off, you didn't know it. Okay, I'm going to download that because I'm an active buyer. I'm an active searcher. I'm going to look at that. So you're going to look at this, and I'm going to tell them the 5 shortcuts that contractors take that causes the concrete to crack, fail, and dust. Okay, and I'm going to talk about some basic mixing stuff. So I'm just going to go through this pitch, right? I'm going to show you how you'd use this. So I would have a video and say, hey guys, look, concrete weighs 6,000 pounds per cubic yard. It's very heavy, and moving it around can be very hard in the back. The laborers hate it. Okay, I did it. I poured thousands of yards of concrete, and I can tell you right now, by the end of the week, your back is killing you. So they have figured out, what the contractors have figured out, that if they add a bunch of water to the concrete, it basically self-levels. Genius, right? And just look at this, like it's basically self-level. There's no come-alongs, there's no shoveling. That guy, he's pouring this stuff out, and it's basically just leveling down. So saving himself a lot of work. But the problem is, when you add all that extra water, it really weakens the concrete significantly. Okay, there's something called slump, and this measures the water content. Basically, it's a 12-inch cone, similar to a kid's sand bucket. And when you fill the concrete, you pull the cone off and then see how much it sags. So ideally, you're looking for a slump 4 to 6 inches. All right. When you pour stuff for the government, it's 4 inches max. All right. Most contractors, you're pouring at 5 to 6, and that's fine. Those are acceptable slumps. Anything more than that, and you're getting in the 8, 9 inch range, man, you're going to have issues with that concrete. All right. That weakens it. So here, I can show you a picture. This is what a slump cone is. You put the stuff in, you flip the cone upside down, and you measure. Here's about a 4.5, 5 inch slump. That's about perfect. That's how I would pour concrete. Now you're going to have concrete that's going to work great, and it's going to last. And then you can talk about I'm going to talk about the other cheats that they use. Like they don't put wire mesh in, or if they do, they're standing on it and it's the bottom of the concrete, which is absolutely worthless, or they don't put the fibers in. They haven't have a properly compacted base, which means you're going to have drainage issues underneath it and cracking. Or the big one, they don't have enough guys on site, and so you end up getting a cold joint because it either didn't order enough concrete, or the concrete got away from them. So as you can see, once I go through this whole process and I educate the homeowner on all these things, and even commercial guys, you could use the same thing. They're going to go, wow, I had no idea. And now that someone understands all this information, they're like, who do you think they're going to hire? They're not going to go to the other one might be cheaper, but thinking, man, if I pour the concrete, that's going to be completely wasting my money. Why would I do that? So they don't want to do that, right? They don't want to waste their money. So the odds are now that you have educated them and you position yourself as a position of authority, and now you can raise your prices by 10% or whatever that might be to say, yeah, a little more money, but you don't have to worry about justifying that. All right. So, so said, like I said, your services might cost 10, 25% more, but now it's kind of hard, for them to hire someone else. And I use the same process in my own business, and this has been used actually so many places around with businesses for a very long time. It's just, you don't see it a lot. It's kind of starting to make a comeback a little bit as more people learn about marketing. But basically, we've thrown thousands of dollars away because your website can't get found online, or that's what I was doing. And then the worst was I had a website that didn't convert because it didn't really get anyone to take an action. And that's the stuff that's costing you money, and you're losing money based on this. So we want to create something for you that will get someone to take an action. All right, so now you've learned about education-based marketing, how to use that. Now we're going to talk about the offers. There's two types of irresistible offers. There's the low-risk offer and the tower offer. We're going to talk about the low-risk offer first. I'll give you some examples of that. So this is something you create to get people to try you out, okay, to bring them into your world, warm them up to you, to who you are, and then you're betting on the lifetime value of your customer by delivering 5-star service and having your irresistible offer to go with it, okay? So if you don't know your LTV yet, that's something you want to figure out because it does matter. That basically dictates how much you can spend on marketing, your budgets, and it also helps you understand why the low-risk offer works so well. So this is the offer you create to, like I said, make it easy for someone to get started with you. So it should be a free offer or a $1 offer. Okay, it has to be so simple that people are like, it's a no-brainer. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll try that out. Okay, this is your lead generation strategy. You want to make it very enticing and easy to get people to try your services out. And this could be a free consultation, just try us for $1, or a free analysis or a free report, something like that. So for example, if you own a landscaping company, you could offer your first lawn mow for just $1. And it'd probably depending on the size of the lawn. I'm going to mow 5 acres, but if it's a regular neighborhood and they have a 1/4 acre or whatever, okay, it's just $1. But why would you do that? Well, you're going to lose money for sure. You're losing money in that job, right? Well, you're betting on delivering, and then you're going to have an offer for them, your tower offer, you're going to present to them after you mow for the $1. All right. So, so like I said, what if they don't use you again? So what? Who cares? You're betting on more people trying you out so you can turn monthly clients into like full-time clients. And because you understand the LTV, you understand what that client's worth. If they stay with you for 2 years and you're charging $125 or $150 a month, or say $300 a month for mowing the lawn, and and then you throw in some other bonuses that really push them over the edge we're going to talk about. So that was a really good investment for you to do that. All right, here's another example. If you're a carpet cleaner, okay, you could offer a free carpet analysis. This is of high value. Like, well, what could you do with that? You could talk about, and you could even throw in one room of free cleaning based on the square footage. Okay. And then you could have an offer there that says, hey, this is an easy thing. We'll come out, we'll do a free carpet analysis, we'll let you know if your carpet's in bad enough shape, but can it even be cleaned? Or did you need to have it replaced? And you might have options for them there. It could be any kind of inspection. It could be an HVAC inspection. It could be all kinds of stuff. But again, it's the lifetime value. Understand that lifetime value, and then you have a tower offer to show them next. So let's look at an example. This is a dog trainer, but I'm going to show you what they've done with their offer. Let me find it right here. Okay. So you go to their website, and their main website, it says right there, schedule your $1 first lesson. They have some reviews, good dog guarantee. There's their guarantee. You got to have a guarantee, right? Fix 95% of problems, guaranteed your money back, schedule first lesson, $1. It's pretty darn irresistible, and it's an easy way to get started, right? So you need to be thinking around the same process. That's just one example. All right, let's talk about the tower offer. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. I know I'm covering a lot of stuff here. Let me just make sure. That's good to go. Yeah. All right. Okay. So tower offer. This is a different kind of irresistible offer. This is one basically where you add massive value to your service. And this is the one, once you figure this out, okay, and you get an offer that's in, this is where you actually destroy your competition. Literally, you just will be, this is how you fill your lead bucket and just nonstop selling, because you have this offer, because it's really about the offer, all right? Getting people to find you is one thing, moving them over into your camp, it's about the offer. Okay, so you've seen this used all the time on TV. And now car dealers throw in bonuses, info products. You see it all the time, but you don't see it as much in service businesses. So often you use scarcity, and I'm going to show you how to use that as well. Because if you want scarcity, scarcity basically says, hey, do this by X amount of time, or there's limited amounts of seats, blah, 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 or you lose the deal, right? It could be, you've seen them where the coupon expires, right? You see this a lot. Okay, you guys remember OxyClean? I'm gonna show you this quick video because you probably haven't seen this in years, but it's super powerful. You use the exact same process. Now, I'm no Billy Mays, and none of us are. This guy's like a genius, but it's the process that we're looking at here. We'll look at the process. It's a 2-minute video. I wanna watch this, and then we'll come back and talk about how do you put this in with a service business. So, I mean, seriously, that's like amazing, right? And you saw the use scarcity, 20 minutes, call now, you get the 6-pound bucket. You get this, you call, you get on this wall, he's on TV there for his 30-minute promo, you get the orange clean. So they use scarcity. He has an incredibly irresistible offer, and they made absolutely mega millions of dollars with this. And you could do the exact same thing in a different way with service businesses. What we should be doing, we should be creating offers. And I'm gonna show you how to present those on what's called a sales funnel here in just a little bit. So I said, I use this in my agency. And it's basically, you just want to create, if you can do more for somebody else, more for your prospect than your competition is, I mean, it's a win deal, right? I mean, you just got to figure out how to just over deliver. So try to come up with lots of extra stuff that your best buyer wants. Okay, that's the key. You have to know what they want. This is why it's that whole clarity thing we talked about earlier. You got to know who they are and know what they want. Now, what they need, people don't buy what they want. Or what they need. They buy what they want. Okay, so basically, what they'll do, and this is the other thing you learn in marketing, is that people buy on emotion and they justify with logic. Okay, so anyway, this whole process, like I'm talking about, is called moving the free line. We're going to add in a bunch of value. This is what Billy Mays did. He moved the free line. He just said, okay, add all this free stuff in there that really costs them not much because they're doing volume, and it's an irresistible offer, and people, yeah, that's great, I want it. So how do you use it for a service business? For carpet cleaners, for example, the bonus that you could offer would be things like free carpet protection. Now, if you're already including this, if you got to position it so that it's a free bonus. Okay, free upholstery cleaning. If they do the whole house, they come in to get the whole house cleaned. What else do? You have you can throw in couch cleaning, for example, which might be great because, or throw rugs. There's things that you can do in there that really doesn't take that much time. You guys know your business better than I do. but you have to think, come up with as much free stuff. I mean, you just blow their minds, okay, of value. Then you can always shrink it back from there depending on what you want to give away and what you think. But this is the kind of thing how you move the free line and really attract people to come in like nonstop, where you just book, weeks out at a time. Now, if I was a landscaper, I'd probably create something like a weekly lawn mowing package where I'd say, okay, once a month, I also trim the bushes and hedges for you, depending on how many they had. Okay, but that's not going to take that much time once a month. That's done for free. And you can offer something like every spring and fall, I'm going to go ahead and overseed your lawn and up to a quarter acre or half acre, whatever that is, and we're going to aerate as well. And so that's all included. Now, yes, their prices are probably 10 or 20% more than the other guy, but all the stuff's included. I don't have to think anymore. And that's how you get things done. That's how you put them into like a membership where they're just recurrently coming back to you because they can't wait for that next thing for the spring. If you're carpet cleaning and you're also doing, dryer vents and HVAC, put a package together where you start selling those things together. Okay, so your bonuses, like I said, they should be things of high perceived value, but easy or effective for you to deliver on. And like I said, tips are here, just don't hold back, blow some minds, okay? Really just when you're trying to put these things together, just really try to come up with some really amazing stuff. And then you can always kind of dial back, but just initially think outside the box. This is how, if you look at some of these big companies that started out, like Uber and what was the other one that they did the same thing? I think it was Airbnb. Their whole process was they sat down and they just said, okay, well, let's see how much stuff we can give away. If I could put you in a house on the moon and whatever it might be, they said that, yeah, of course it's unrealistic, but they just went way overboard. But that's how the creative juices get flowing. And then you can say, oh, okay, all right, I got the system down. And then you can start applying this to your business in a scalable and reasonable way. Okay, so now what do you do? Now, once you have the offer, we got to validate it. Okay, and there's a process for that that I teach, but when you got to make sure before you start putting this on your website, you got to validate the offer. But right now I'm just going to talk about where to put this thing. So your low risk offer should always be on your main web page. All right, that's where I like to put them. And it should be clear and easy to see. Easy to get started with you. People, they log in, they see right away, hey, $1 haircut. Oh, $1 free mowing lawn. Okay, it's $10 or $5 or $1 for your first room of carpeting cleaned. Something like this, okay? And then your tower offer goes on to what's called a sales funnel. And when I was in business with the aviation stuff, these things didn't even exist. They did, but they were $20,000 to build. It's super expensive. Now we can do them pretty affordably and put them up pretty quick because of the systems that they have in place for this. But essentially a sales funnel is a landing page with a sequence of pages that walk someone through a buying process. Okay, so, and it does not have a menu at the top. So sales funnels don't have menus. Why? Because you don't want people bouncing from page to page. You want them to stay there. And then the other thing is, in psychology, like the confused mind will take no action. Did you ever see the kid in the candy store at 7-Eleven and they can't decide what candy? That was me, man. I couldn't decide what candy I wanted when I was 8 years old. They see too many options, like 50 different candies here. Or they're in the Lego aisle now. I take my son to the Lego store and he can't decide. He's like, dude, you got to make a choice. But he's like, oh, I can't decide which one, Dad. And that's the same psychology barrier that happens to adults. It does not change. That psychological barrier happens to us still. So this is why you use funnels, because the psychology of sales is to get them to take only one action, which is to call you or to buy that package you have, or to just take some kind of action. It could be just a free download of your free guide that educates them, and you're moving them up the buyer awareness chain. Okay. And you're banking on that they're going to come back to you in 18 months type thing. Okay. So, and that's, like I said, that is the big miss. Most businesses don't do that. They don't take advantage of connecting with people and having their email or whatever that might be, so they can, when they're ready to buy, let them buy from you when they're ready to buy. Because that way you're never really selling. You're just presenting offers that is irresistible, is going to change their life and make their life better somehow. But when they're ready, sometimes they miss it because there's scarcity. It's only available now, and that's just the way it goes. So you put it on your website, right? It's a separate landing page. And it shows them all the stuff they get when they hire you. Okay. This is where I said you put all your Google ads, your Facebook posts. You share your Facebook posts, not to your main web page. You share them to your sales funnel. Okay, where you only get them to take one action, and especially your direct mail campaigns. how many direct mail pieces I've seen that completely are wasting. So I know those things aren't cheap to put out, and they're just wasting money because it's like just an ad. Hey, hire us. We don't even have, there's no special on there. And even if there is, there might be a phone number or a website, but there's nothing to learn more about the special. So you put them to the website where it has the sales copy and all the stuff and education-based marketing that says, yes, okay, I get it now. You have this direct piece of mail. It tells me that I have this cool offer. You click on the website link on there, or they type it in, it takes them to your sales funnel page that has your irresistible offer and education-based marketing to kind of move the free line, all right? So here's some examples, guys. I already showed you the low risk tip top canine. I'm not gonna go over that again, but this is another one called Knockout Fitness. You can see how they used this. Let me move this the other way. How they use this in, all right, here we go. So this is their homepage. And this is a company who's now franchised. They've scaled because they have put these systems in place. All right, and so right there when you log in, this is their main page, get better results and have a ton of fun. Take a free class and see how you can burn 1,000 calories. So a free class, okay, they're their irresistible low risk offer, and they have a promise. Burn 1,000 calories. So it's the same thing you're going to have when you do something free, you offer something, you're going to offer a promise, and the promise is always a benefit, not a feature. No one cares features. No one buys drills because you want 18.4 bolts and whatever, change. You care because you need a hole drilled. That's why you buy the drill, right? It's the result that you want. So you click on the membership site, I already have it pulled up, and it takes you to this page. This is their landing page. You notice there's no menu up there. I mean, they have locations, but that's because you're buying this for a location site. But they're not going around learning about me and surfing the internet. Who cares, right? They're there to. This whole page is geared to get them to take action, which is to get the free day pass. Okay, and they'll bring someone in for 3 days and train them because they feel so confident in their services that they'll probably sign up. And so the ones that don't, that's okay. But they've attracted more people because of it. You put this in, you put your information in, right, and then it takes you to a thank you page. And there's your coupon. They print this off and they bring it to the store, to the gym. And that's it. It's a very simple process, but it makes lots of money. All right. So here's another one. I'm going to show you one that you could use for a cleaning company. All right, let me find it. So you'd have something like this. All right, now this was really made for like cleaning services, like maid services, whatever. But you just basically change the some of the images, and see there's no menu. You don't want a menu there. You want them to say, okay, look, you got the special, okay, 4th of July cleaning service special, only 18 spots left. You don't have to say this. You could just, it could be a running special type thing. And you have limited slots every month. Say once you're sold out, you're sold out. Okay, you sign up with email and their name, claim the spot. Okay, and you tell them what they get for just whatever price. You pick your price. This is just threw some stuff up there, but it would probably be depending on what you did. You come up with a price, and then you offer all these different things that is included, because people go, oh, okay, that's included. Yeah, this is included. Well, look at that. That's awesome. Here's the whole value. Then you have a piece of education-based marketing that positions you as the expert and why you need to do what you need to do and why you should hire you versus somebody else, right? Because you educate them. Then they claim their spot, and then it goes to a checkout page. But now see you have their email. So if they bounce off this, you can retarget them on Facebook with Facebook ads. That's the cheapest way to actually advertise on Facebook is through retargeting. Everything else it's cold leads, and it's you need to be spending a lot of money to do that. Retargeting is way more affordable. So you want to have that set up that way. But basically here, they put their stuff in, you connect their payment information, they make a payment, and then they could be a thank you page after this that tells how to schedule their cleaning service, something like that. But that's just one example of how you could use this in a business. And you can use it for really literally any kind of service. Let me see here. Mine, is this mine? So nope, that's the back end, this one here. Yeah, so this is one I use for my tower offer, right? So I also sell SEO services. That's not what I'm presenting to you guys here today, but this is a different offer. But imagine being ranked at the top of Google. What would that do for your business? So again, you're getting into your emotions, and it does matter. I mean, think about how much money we miss out on by not being ranked there, So what I do is I get people ranked to the page 1 of Google in 6 months guaranteed. Plus I build them a free website or fix their website. Plus there's some surprise super bonus. So like, okay, boom, book the call, get on a call with me and we talk about it. That's my version of it. But there's different ways you can use this in your business, so those are some ideas. So we're almost done, guys. So before we get to the QA, I just want to show you. So here's my offer to you, and this is when I pitched to you. And then stick around, and we'll talk about Q&A. I'll answer all your questions, and see what you might have concerns or questions on about how you could use this for your business. So my offer to you is today. I have a program called the Autopilot Leads Program. I'm just starting this now. All right, it's 8 weeks of live coaching. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to work together in basically a mastermind group. I'm going to limit the first 10 people, you're going to save half on what this would normally is going to cost. All right. But basically we're going to help you find your best buyers. We're going to go through and get clarities. And then I'm going to help you write the language and the headlines for your 3Ms, which is your message, market, match. In other words, who you're targeting, what drives them, what's going on in their head. And we're going to create the headlines and copy to go on your sales page to actually attract them. Then we're going to work together. I'm going to give you some ideas on how to create some education-based strategies and where to go to get that information, so you can start working on putting together either a short video or have some white paper made. And then we're going to also talk about low-risk offers. We'll work together one-on-one to actually create these offers. Then we'll do some group mastermind to see what the other guys in the group are doing. And that's kind of where the real true genius is, because we talk about masterminds. It's the third brain. It's like that third mind is there. That's where really all the genius actually happens, is in the mastermind groups. And then we're going to have an offer validation process. I told you about this is a key thing. And I just, like I said, I spent $10,000 to learn some of this stuff, and I'm going to be sharing that with you in this process. And then we're going to put the offer on a sales funnel. I'm actually going to build your sales funnel for you. We're going to put the sales funnel up, and we're going to put the copy on it, and we'll either create a subdomain, or I'll just have you just get a new account through Drop Funnels. And that's who I use. And they're flat out just the best. You can actually put your whole website on Drop Funnels. And that's what my whole website's built on Drop Funnels, including my sales pages. And then I'll build the whole funnel. And then once it's validated, we put the funnel together, and then you just put it out there, man. You guys just run it on social media. You can run it through direct response ads, like print ads, and just let it run. And once you get your offer figured out, the cool thing about having a funnel too is that you can actually change it. Instead of changing the actual ad that you might have running in a magazine, you could just say, hey, here's our latest, you click here for the latest special type thing, and then you have this irresistible offer on your website. That's always there, and you can change it anytime you want in an instant with just a few copy changes and changing your offer. So, like I said, free sales funnel ready to go. And I'm also going to help you actually put the email system together too, because the follow-up is where the magic happens, right? So I'm going to help you integrate the email system and put the whole thing together. And normally this is something I charge $4,800 for this coaching program. But right now, for just the first guys getting in, it's going to be $2,400. That's all it's going to be. So just $2,400. You're going to get 8 weeks of coaching. We're going to help you create offers, put this whole process together. And I'm going to give you a 7-day buyer's remorse. So if you get in and you say, you know what, after our first coaching session, you just feel like it's just not a good fit, whatever reason, you just like, this isn't for me. I highly doubt that'll happen, but if it does, it's okay. Full refund right back at you. And then, and who's it for? It's for anyone who's in the home service business. That's who I work with particularly. Like I said, I can work with other guys, but I really, I just understand this language, and I know what homeowners want. So this is my niche, and this is my skill set. So this is where I feel I can deliver the most value to you guys. So if you're looking to scale to 10K, 30K, or 100K a month, this is the process to do it. This is one of the processes. Obviously, getting ranked on Google is another one. If you're looking for that option, I have that too. But really, this whole process today was just about to show you how to present offers and how to put the whole thing together. So, all right, let's jump into some Q&A. What I have here? Yeah. So that's true. You want to stop competing on price is how you need to think. All right. So let me get on here and see if I can figure out a way to unmute you guys. And if anyone's got any questions, let me know. All right, anyone got a question? You guys can just, Miles, I see you're unmuted. You got something?
Yeah, I got a question for you. So about retargeting on Facebook, you were mentioning. So if I have a client's email address, how do we retarget them through there? Because on our website we have contact us, and we do get their email, all that information. But yeah, I'm just wondering kind of how that works.
You're going to retarget. If you have their email address, you're going to retarget differently. You're going to retarget through email. You can't retarget on Facebook through email necessarily, but because the way Facebook retargeting works is through something called a pixel. So you want the pixel set on your website. So anytime someone hits your website, Facebook captures it's basically like a piece of code he put on the website. And Facebook knows that now that as long as they have a Facebook account, Facebook knows they had a Facebook. It's crazy what they know, man. I mean, there's like 1,000 pieces of data Facebook collects on us. I mean, they know more about us than our spouses do. That's just pretty damn scary, you know? But once that code's on there, and then you can retarget through Facebook ads. And you can say, hey, anyone who clicked on my website, show them this ad. And that's how that works. But you got to have the Facebook pixel on your website to do that. Okay. And so when you basically go to your business account and Facebook business account, and then you'll create a pixel, and then you add that code into the header of your website. And then what I do, particularly with sales pages, you want to create a separate pixel for each offer. So if you have an offer on a sales page, you have a pixel for that. And then you have another pixel, what's called a burn pixel, on your thank you page or your checkout page, because you don't want to retarget somebody, waste money on retargeting ads if they've already bought from you, right? If they already went through the checkout process and they hit the thank you page, that's the burn pixel. Now Facebook knows, you know, based on your criteria, not to target them because they've already went through your process. Otherwise, you're spending money. You don't need someone clicking on an ad or showing them the ad because it's based on views. So
yep,
that's how retargeting works. Yeah, and that, like I said, that's a warm audience. It's called a warm audience. You're retargeting somebody who knows you and knows you have a solution. So your messaging is completely different than when you're cold marketing. When you're marketing to someone who doesn't know you, you need a completely different ad, and usually long, like a picture and a long copy works best. Long sales copy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. What about you guys? Craig, David, anyone got anything? Just hit the, there should be in the bottom left. If you're trying to talk, there's a mute button on the bottom left of the screen down there.
Yeah, this is Joel.
Hi, Joel.
I like your stuff, but I'm a little worried that I don't have enough equipment or the right people to do it.
You mean once you scale, you're worried about getting busy and not having the
right people.
Well, the cool thing is having the option to turn down business is a pretty good thing. The process that you're putting through this is thinking about how you can charge more. Basically, we run around bidding, on stuff and charging by the hour, whatever it is, and your profits aren't going up because you're competing with all the same people doing the exact same thing. So the process is you don't have to work harder or work more. You don't have to scale. You can scale at the rate that you want to scale. You're really just looking to actually bump your prices up, and then because like I said, if you could increase each of those things we talked about by 10%, you're suddenly at a 40% profit margin. You've just increased your profit by 40%. You're getting more clients because you're positioning. You're selling more by 10%. So that's a 10% increase. You're able to eliminate your costs because we're going to talk about how to batch and how to service and put things in systems and processes where you're not running around with your head cut off. And then you're going to be able to retarget, which is the magic, because now you have someone go through a sales funnel. Maybe they don't buy yet, but they're still looking, but they already got your free information. And now you can say, hey, 9-word email, you're still looking to have something such and such done. That's all you say in a 9-word email. It's tempting to go through and blast off this huge process. But really what it comes down to is you want to keep it simple and short. All right. And that's something we'll do in the coaching. I talk you through this whole process. Plus I build the funnel for you so that you can start positioning your company as the expert, the go-to place, and you can charge more. And that way you don't have to be busier. You don't actually have to go through and be the guy trying to scale. Now you can, if you want to, you could take this and run with it. And this is how franchises are built. But if you want to just keep it small, but have, the high quality thing, you can do that too.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's where I need to be, raising my prices.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about it. Like I said, and what we do here is basically, if you're not interested, you get into this like a weekend, we're going to work on clarity or work on learning who your best buyers are and all that stuff. it's just, get out of jail free card here. Don't work. I just, give your money back. I'm all about delivering value and also about making sure everyone feels good about it. But we're here to get results. This entire program is about getting results. It's going to be actively working together to put this process in place and testing it and validating it. Because once you have the offers in place, you're going to test it. I'm going to show you how to test it on social media. All right. And this is, like I said, this is the thing I spent $10,000 to learn. I'm telling you, I've guys that spent over 40K in training. And I'm not talking about college training, because college training, for what it's worth, it's worthless for marketing. They don't teach any of the stuff in college. All right. This is the stuff I've gone to seminars and coaching programs and hired coaches. This is the stuff that I've learned and I've put it in place with my own clients. And it's the same process I took with my painter I worked with last year. He went from basically doing print ads and, not knowing if they were working, to suddenly, we also implemented SEO for him as well. But he went from, doubled his business in 8 months. He went from 8 employees to 24. And they do his book 3 months out now. So you really can take this and do whatever you want. You can take it and scale it, or you can say, I just need to raise my prices and keep it small. But either way, you're positioning yourself as the go-to guy. And when someone sees your information, they go, well, I have to hire him, because now that I know what I know, how do I hire somebody else? I use the same process for website design, because you can hire Cousin Eddie, you can hire these other people to do your websites. You think it's going to be you have a website, it's all you need, right? But what they don't know is that you actually have to have that right keywords on the website. It has to have all these different metrics I talk about in a book that I recently published. And it's the same thing. Once you educate someone, they go, well, geez, I guess I need to get this fixed. And, this way you're not talking about price. When you position yourself through this process first, there is no discussion on price for the most part. It's like either they want it or they don't, and they're usually okay with it because of the huge value that you get out of the deal. So, anything else, Joel?
No, I do have an SEO and I have a website. I'm just not sure how good they are.
Yeah.
I do get, I do see on Facebook, it says I have, almost every day I have so many views.
Right. And
But I'm not sure if that's Google or
what kind of business are you in?
carpet cleaning.
Okay. And where are you at?
Central Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a couple different options. I have the option where I, take you through the whole process of redesign websites. And, if you're looking to grow, like really scale, you want the organic reach. I have that program as well. But it sounds like if you already have, I think I saw earlier, you already have your website ranked on page 1 of Google, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I can always check that out for you. But and we'll talk about some social marketing media strategies here, like Facebook, for example. If you're using a business page, that's fine. But Facebook, basically, for your regular, personal profile, Facebook page, it only shows 30 to 40% of your followers. That's it. So you make a post, 30 to 40% of people will see it. And typically it's going to be the ones who've interacted with you recently. All right. Otherwise, no one's seeing it. Like, how come I'm not seeing their stuff? Well, it's just because that's the algorithm of Facebook. And your business page, get this, only shows 5%. 5% of your posts on your business page show to anything you post ever. Why? Because Facebook wants you to pay for those ads. They want you to actually cough up some dough and say, yeah, man, you want this to get seen? You got to boost that post.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
So that's why I always recommend I use my Facebook page first. This is his business now, because it's such a better reach. And I'll teach you kind of how to do that. And then we'll talk about where to put certain things so that you can get more clicks and stuff like that. But so that's the deal with that.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Sure. How about you, David? You got anything?
Yeah, this is David, Chris. Can you explain that funnel again? Once it's made, where do the prospects get put into that? Is that from your website, or you're pulling them from Facebook, Google as well? How does that work?
Yeah, so I know it can be like you're learning about funnels, and it's probably a completely new thing to most people, the funnels. What a funnel is it's basically, think of it as a side door to your business, a side door to your website. You have your main website, then you have a sales funnel. The funnel is, something, for example, I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to go to, all right, I'm going to open up a new tab. Can you guys still see my screen there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to my website. All right, this is just a regular website. Okay, I build one-page websites. How I do it now. The reason why I like these is because they scroll. And right off the bat, I tell you what I do and the promise I have. Okay, so this is, I'm not going to get too much into website design. I have a little video there that educates people. That's my education-based marketing. All right, and all this right here, you can put this at the top or bottom depending on who you're targeting. All right, but I have right here, send me the free paperback book. So I just recently published a book. Okay, it's #1 on Amazon. It's doing quite well, but you can get it for free on my website. So if you click on this, this is going to take you to what's called a funnel. All right, now you'll see the funnel. There is no menu at the top. And what I would do is I would drive Google ads to this. Someone's looking for SEO. I point my ads to the SEO for SEO to this page. Okay, you don't have to look for a sale today. I'm just looking to warm people up, and then you go through this whole process and it takes you, I'll show you through this, and it talks about what it is. I throw some bonuses in there. If you buy it through me, basically it's free. All you do is pay for the shipping. I give you some other free stuff. All right, so I'm moving the free line. And this is kind of, you follow me here on how this works. And then you have, there's my story. There's, how I did this for, I got, my website's ranked #1 here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. And then there's my painter, he's ranked #1. Okay, you can see what this does for your business. I go through it, there's the reviews. This is the whole process essentially of a funnel. That's what that is. And it's only one action. All I want them to do is, hey, get the book. Get the book, and you're basically going to be bring them into my world essentially. And maybe they buy from me, maybe they don't, but either way, they're going to learn something and hopefully they can change their business. If you click on this, it takes them to a checkout page. Okay. And then your checkout page is here. Okay. And it just kind of tells you again what you get. And you put your payment method in. You can use PayPal or credit cards. And sometimes it's just a free download. It could be a free download that has no payment stuff. And that's okay too, because you still have that email. And you can reach out to them. And this works really good in our industry because you can reach out later and say, hey, are you, it's that time of the year, especially where you're at. We know we get snow and dirt coming in, and, springtime's a great time to have your carpets cleaned. You could send out an email with a special that you have with your irresistible offer, and it gets people in that you couldn't otherwise reach without targeting. It's free marketing. When you have an email list, there is power in that. In fact, you look at Facebook, they could have created Instagram. When they bought Instagram, they didn't do it because, they did it because they wanted that list of people on Instagram. They could create their own. They had plenty of money to go do their own version of it. But they said, why do that when they actually want that list of people? Now they just grew their whole audience, for their marketing platform. It's the same thing we need to be thinking here. We need to be thinking about how to get people's emails and connect with them in different ways so that you can reach out to them later, because there's nothing wrong. Retargeting works, and ads, this is how you want to scale. You got to scale with ads for sure. But initially, just reconnecting with someone in a little short email saying, hey, you're looking to have, how would you like, we have a special this spring for, full house cleaning, carpet cleaning, or HVAC cleaning, or whatever that might be. And you have a couple follow-up email sequences that go into that, and it costs you nothing to do. And even if you get 10% of the people to buy from you again, that's 10% more than you had. And this is how you present your offers, So that's what I do. It's what you'll see all these companies do that have actually scaled and gotten much bigger and much faster franchises. You'll see what they do. And if you pay attention to this stuff, this is what they do. And you'll use the same process, of course, with your direct media, your paper, whatever, if you're doing like door hangers or even business cards. I'd be putting my sales funnel offer on the back of my business card when you hand it out. So they have an immediate way to say, oh, let me check this out, and there's your offer right there. So.
Okay.
Does that make sense, David, on how the whole sales funnel thing works and what that is? It's not on Facebook. It's actually just a web page.
Yeah, so how the funnel works makes sense. I was just wondering, like, so to get that exposure to people, so you can actually post this funnel like through an ad or something, like on your web page, on your
Yep.
Facebook page. Is that what you do? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
All
It's exactly what you do. Yep.
Oh,
Now, here's the thing. You have to
okay.
keep this in mind when you are presenting offers. Unless you're doing like if you're running an ad, like a Facebook boosted post, yes, you'll want to have like an image and then some sales copy, and then you'll have them link there to get it. And they're okay with you linking out if you pay for an ad. If you're just posting stuff on Facebook, don't put any links in your post, guys. Okay, Facebook will completely restrict you from seeing it. This is why that's why I respond to all you guys in private messages, because as soon as I start posting links in a post, the post gets squashed. It gets hidden. So that's just a little trick, but that's how I would do that. So yeah, you create this funnel, and then this is the kind of thing that gets you, I said use education to kind of set you up. Like, think about that concrete solution I gave you guys. I mean, if you're looking to have concrete poured, you didn't know those things that I just told you about. Well, who are you going to hire? I mean, it's kind of hard to hire some other guy unless you know them personally. You know that they're going to do the right stuff, right? But if you don't know them, you're like, well, I guess I don't know why I wouldn't hire anybody else, because they clearly know what they're doing, and I don't want my stuff messed up. So that's how I want you guys thinking about how you can educate your prospects on your processes and what you do that sets you apart. Part of what we'll do too is we'll talk about your USP. That's your unique selling proposition. That's all the whole part of the process when you start creating your offers is what makes you stand out, what makes you unique. So, but the goal is to get you guys up and running, increasing your profits within 30 days. Even though it's an 8-week program, we want to have the offer tested and validated within 30 days. So that in the next 30 days, we're building the sales funnel out and it's live for you. That's how that process would go.
Sounds good.
So, all right. If you guys want to connect with me, I'm going to post a little something free for you in the Facebook group. This little guide that I have, it talks about getting more clients. You can download that for free and just check it out. Like I said, this offer, as I'm going to, Miles told me the email said 6 p.m. he got, so I might probably have a bunch more guys coming in at 6 p.m. So, but once I get the first few of you guys through this program, it's the price will be $4,800, to have this done. And I can just tell you right now, there are people out there who charge $20,000 for sales funnels, just like I built. $20K. That's no joke. So they are not cheap to have done, because this is really what makes a lot of money for a lot of businesses, is having this, and it's getting the headlines. We're going to talk about how to do headlines and how to say the right things. Like we said, getting into the prospect's mind, what drives them. So, and then you can do, the cool thing about this too is you can actually split test. So you can split test headlines to see what actually works when you're doing your Facebook ads and stuff. And then you put those in place. And when you have an ad that works, you drop the other ones off and you stick with the one that does work, obviously. Yeah. So you got anything else, Miles?
No, I appreciate this very much. Thank you very much for the time. I will send you a message because I have a question in regards to the SEO that we spoke about.
Yep.
Yeah, other than that, it's been very informative and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool. I'm glad you guys jumped on. I appreciate you guys jumping on and hanging with me for the whole time too. That was pretty cool. So I know it's a lot of info there, and I hope I didn't bore you guys too damn much. It's
all good.
Yep. Great.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, you know how to find me. You can always email me at chris@autopilotmarketing.io. Reach out to me on Facebook if you have any questions, or if you're interested in this program and you're just not sure yet, just give me a message, and I'm happy to jump on a phone call with you and Zoom call or something like that one-on-one and answer any of your questions that you have. So nothing salesy. It's really just about having a conversation and seeing what you need, So.
Excellent. Actually, can I just stay on here
Yeah.
and ask you the question after? Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's see here. I think that's it. You know what, Miles? This is being recorded and streamed, so I'm just gonna end it, and we'll just jump on another call.
Okay, thanks, pal.
Cool. All right, guys. You have a good one. Good talking to you.
Hey, thank you.
Yep. Best of luck, guys.